Vecchione told me a story. That was what I was trying to say at the beginning before I was fucking going over his resume like I'm his fight promoter.
Yeah, you were fucking his promoter that day, boy.
Dude, but he has this story about when he was... Were you in college?
I was in college, but I was home for the summer, and we went to this bar that we all used to go to underaged. It was down the street from my house. It was real close to where we used to live. So we used to go there underage, and then now it's a few years later. It's the bar changed ownership, and we go back there, and it's me, it's my best friend, it's my girl at the time, and my sister. So we're all at the bar, and we don't know anybody. I figured we'd know people and everything, but we don't know anybody anymore. It's a different place now.
Yeah,
so we're like, oh,
yeah, that night sucks.
This is a good place to have drinks as any, you know. Yeah. So it's just us. And my sister's like, I don't really feel like being here. I want to go home. And I drove, so I'm like, all right, well, I'll take you home. I'll just come back because it's like not that far. So I took my sister home. I came back. My girlfriend's crying. I'm like, what's wrong? And she can't even like tell me what's wrong. So my best friend's like, these guys over there, like, I think they called her fat. They called her a pig or something, or called her fat or a pig, something like that. And so my friend is like, he's snapping at them.
Yeah.
He's like snapping at the guys. So the bouncer sees my friend snapping at them, and he throws us out. He throws us out. So we...
they must be the regs.
Yeah, so we get thrown out, and my friend's like, I'm sorry, what are you going to do? You know, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, no, nothing. You did great, man. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you doing that, you know, taking up like that. So why don't you just go home, and I'm going to take her home. And he's like, okay. So she's crying. So she points out, she did point out the guys before I was like, who was it? She points out the guys before we left. And my friend starts jawing with them, and then we get thrown out. So I tell him to go home. I run her home because I figure I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna fight. There's a lot of them. There's more than one of them. I know that. So the worst thing is to take a beating in front of your girl. Yeah. I was completely ready to take a beating. So I was like, the worst thing is to take a beating in front of her. So I drove her back and then came back and then cut the lights of my car and just sat there and waited for them to come out. And then when they came out, I just attacked them. I attacked him, and I'm like, here. So I was doing actually.
Did you say anything when you walked up and attacked?
I was like, "What's up?" And then I just went like that. I just went, "What's up?" And then I just like start throwing because I didn't want it to be a big talk.
How many guys?
Conversation. It was two. Together. So then, but they were with more. So it was two, and the one guy was kind of trying to, because I was going after one, and then the other guy was trying to break it up. So then I started swinging on him, and then a bunch of people rushed to the front of the bar, and I'm like, here it comes.
I'm about to get stomped.
I'm about to get stomped. Yeah. And then, but they were being super diplomatic.
Right.
They were like trying to control me. I'm like, oh, this, because I never acted crazy before. Yeah. So I'm like, wow, this has an effect where people like are really trying to like subdue you. But then I heard sirens after a while, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. So then I jumped in my car.
So did you get a few good ones?
I got a few in.
I'm surprised that like you didn't. It was very thought out and meticulous.
Dude, that's the part that makes me laugh.
And not fucking...
The part that makes me laugh the most, that's so psychotic, is the light cutting.
The light cutting.
Thought of him just gripping a steering wheel and breathing through his nose, like...
What movie did you see that inspired that fucking scene?
No, it's one of those things where it's like, all right, well, I mean, we're thrown out, but I can't take this. I can't take this kind of loss.
It's not
I can't take this kind of loss.
going up.
She's crying. Yeah. Somebody called her a pig.
You gotta send a message.
I can't let that go. It's for my own well-being. It's for selfish reasons. It's for my own well-being.
Background chatter of you just in your car working out all these thoughts, being comfortable with the fact that you're gonna get the shit kicked out.
Like the fucking Iceman.
Yeah, like Richard Kuklinski, just sitting there.
That is Iceman.
Nothing. You're just like. And it's the thought of a guy like me coming out and lighting a Camel light that has nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, but Mike knows it's not me, you know? And I'm just like out front, like, this bitch said I can't do it on this alcohol line. I'm just like, suck my dick. And then the door shuts and it's back to Mike just being like, and then they come out and he's like, it's time. And then like the boop, boop.
You got the fucking movie, the drive views in the background?
Yeah. He's coming out and be like, what's up? I'm inside getting a beer, like, whoa! I come back out, like, this guy's kicking the shit out of like Roger and Timmy.
You're being played by the guy who gets stabbed and screamed the first scream. It's like, oh, come on, man.
You went a little deep.
Yeah.
So that's the worst. It's the worst to like. I knew like if I have to take a beating, I don't want it to be. It would make the night worse.
No,
if I took a
that's
beating in
very-
front of my
that's
girl.
very calculated.
I used to live in Washington Heights, and when I was dating, I don't want to mention her name, but I was dating a girl for years. And what I would always do, because I was parked at this gas station, there was no parking in Washington at the end of the street, and there's a bunch of clubs and stuff down there. I was on Dykeman, and so I would drop her off. We'd do a key before she had the keys to my place. Key exchange, go, let yourself in, bring the keys back. And then I would go park, and then I would walk myself back. Because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want her to walk, obviously. It's easier, more convenient. But also, if I'm walking with her, and one of these drunk guys, these drunk street guys, says something to her as we're walking.
You have to fight now.
Now it's on. You know what I mean? So why not alleviate that situation, just drop her off, come back. If somebody says something to me, I can either choose to let it go or make an issue out of it.
Right.
This is something to her, it's like, all right, now it's kind of a thing. And you could be in a bad situation that way. Like, fortunately, that one situation worked out,
Right.
but it could be a very bad situation in terms of, like,
So-
getting kicked into a coma.